Between episodes, the Villa job came available. Needless to say, I applied for it. Not only did I apply for it, I went to the interview. They says, "What up, lad? Come along." During the interview, they advised me that the transfer budget was roughly £43 million. Wage budget, about 2.5 million, 2.3 million. Let's not overhype it. 2.3 million a week. It's a bit of a step up from where we have been with ADO. The interview came around, and they've hired their new manager. Welcome to Aston Villa's manager, Eddie Howe. Yeah, it wasn't me. They didn't pick me up, so that was a shame. We have now still Club 4 and episode 13 now with ADO Den Haag. We've got our game against Ajax and possibly the game against Heracles in the Cup, who are the next team in the second round. But there's another little bit of business to do before we go to the Ajax game, because a certain team that also play in yellow and green have offered me an interview. I didn't approach them. So this is the first team that have actually come to me and be like, "Lad, we like what you're doing. Come for an interview." So I'm going to do just that. I'm not going to make you watch it because it's pointless. It's the same questions that you're asked all the time. But we'll find out possibly after the Ajax game how I went, if they've picked someone else up, if they want to hire me, and then we can make the decision as to whether we want to leave or not. I'm probably going to be level with you. I don't think I'm going to take it. Norwich are 10th in the Premier League at the moment. Villa are currently bottom, comfortably so. It may be a rebuild when we do go to Villa eventually. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about going to England and not going to Villa. I'm not sure what the point is. But they've got quite a few decent players, have Norwich. So we can make that decision when or if we're offered the position. A game against Ajax. We do see ourselves at the moment 5 points behind them. I also see myself, just realised, I haven't let you know what's happened in the previous games. Before I do that, if you could do me the favour of liking, subscribing, show your support on the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. And also give the bell a little tickle. It will show you as soon as the videos are uploaded. We'll jump back into the past of our game against Lisa, or at least the first half of that game that we ended up watching. After that, we played 20, 1-1-0. Herenveen was a 1-1. Utrecht was a 0-0. We then beat PEC Zwolle 2-0, and most recently, Almere saw a 3-1 slapping, which was good. One thing about that game is, I know I've mentioned it in a few videos, our second goal came from a corner, which we saw ourselves earn, which kind of puts doubt over my theory of, I say my theory, I think it was Ben that mentioned it first, but a theory of if you see us win the corner, now it happens from it, which is a big fat lie. I did try pushing our lovely centre mid forward into attacking mid. I'm not going to do it because he didn't perform. It didn't surprise me. They rarely do. I'll put him to attacking as a central centre mid though, which makes sense to me. Central centre mid. He's a centre mid and he's a central one, so he's a central centre mid, but it just sounds daft. I want to put him in that position though. We'll see if that does anything, kind of makes him a little bit more aggressive. And the only thing I will do as well is make him roam position and let him dribble more. Why the flip now? They're all dribbling more. They're all roaming position. These three don't have a clue what's going on. They're just running about everywhere. Love it. Your playmaker, well, basically what they're going to do is just run about aimlessly, find some space, and then your boy in the middle is going to get the ball to him. That's the plan. That's what we're going for. Whether it actually happens, completely different kettle of fish. Our team is going to be Karavic in goal. Chelina on the right-hand side, because our lovely right-back, Kane Seedorf, decided to get himself injured. I think he tore his hamstring. It's not a nice injury, regardless of what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what he's done. So he's out for about 2 months. Jesus, didn't realise it was that long. Long time he's out for. I do have Daniel Anyembe on trial, so I might look at confirming that if we can, because he's a free transfer anyway. Hopefully he can jump straight into the team. I feel I might have to wait till the start of January anyway, which isn't too far away. In front of them, we do have Rodolfo Hall as our playmaker. We then have Toure, Hay and Egloff in the middle. I am going to shuffle these around because I'd rather not do that, to be quite honest. I'm going to bring in Class, and we're going to go with Class, Hay and Egloff as our mid three. And then up top, we've got Arp supporting Fofana. I'm going to be honest with you, I've not been particularly impressed with Fofana this season. I have been quite impressed with Arp because he scores quite a few and he gets quite a few assists as well. He's a very handy little player in that gap. It's just, I think he needs someone in front of him who's going to be bagging goals for fun, which I was hoping was going to be Fofana, but it's starting to look like that isn't the case. Ajax are lining up with perfect form, upsettingly, and a 4-2-3-1, which is about as surprising as chocolate being brown. IDO Den Haag is ourselves, and we're lining up with our formation, which isn't a surprise, but it's because I just told you about it literally seconds ago. We are currently 5 points behind Ajax, who are our only fierce rivals. Monchu is put in a corner for Ajax. It's gone to the back post. It's still in play. We've managed to get it away. That was the main thing. Don't be concerned. Move on to the next highlight. There's another corner. Monchu's putting it in again. They've won the header again. We've concleared. We've not conceded. We've cleared. Is the word I was going for. Again, don't be concerned. Let's move on. I'm going to drop us to balance because it appears that we're getting bullied, which isn't fun. Kelly has headed it to Kelvin, the Ajax right mid or right back. Whoever it is, he's trying to get the ball again. He has got the ball again. He's stood on the... No, he's got the ball across. Oh, Jesus. And Kvartskala. I'm not very confident I've pronounced his name properly. His header went over. It was about 5 minutes ago. Amaro and Van Buren and the goalie are all being very, very calm. And I'm not a fan. I'm happy that Van Buren decided to just whack it away. Anthony has a ball. Monchu. Realistically, we're going to get spanked in this. And it's not going to be a surprise. If we can get anything out of it, that will be a big old shock. So we're aiming for that, but not expecting it. They've missed another header. How many of these can we let them have without... Well, I don't know what we can do. I was going to say without coming back or without doing anything with it, but there's nothing we can do. We just got to sit here for 90 minutes and just, they've scored, and just watch it and just hope that we don't get bullied too much. Considering how physical our team is, it's quite worrying that they were so easy to get these headers. Van Buren's let himself down a bit there, completely missing that header. But again, we're expecting to lose. So play it, get out. Hopefully put in a decent performance. But cross after cross is coming in. And it's looking less likely. I'm hoping he's offside, but I don't think that's possible. Because I think we had two men stood on the line. It's not looking likely that the ref's going to rule this out. Their team is just daft, man. Abel Ruiz heads it back to Mamut. Goalie wasn't able to get there. And Kvaratskhelia almost runs into the ball. Bullied doesn't even go to cover how badly we're being bullied. But again, we haven't had a shot yet. So here's our first one. And he didn't go in. We have got a corner, which we'll probably see, and nothing will happen from. But let's watch. Kalina puts it in. They've headed it away. Never mind. We had a shot in the end, so well done us. Our first highlight in the second half isn't even a highlight. It's just them telling him that our player's legs fell off. He's got a potential foot injury, which isn't the best. We're going to bring in Yanis Ben Musa. And I found this little thing here, a form thing, which actually comes onto the board. Thought that looks quite handy. Gives us an idea of what our players are doing. Quite a few players have dropped in this section. And I'm not sure why. But he's gone back up. He's progressing again. That's all we care about. He's 6'5". How have I just noticed he's 6'5"? He's massive. Oh, also, Van Buren's told me that he wants to leave. He wants to play for a better team, which is understandable, but upsetting. So I did say, whilst I can't guarantee that we'll win the league, because we definitely won't, we're going to put in a decent challenge. And he says, it's not good enough. So he probably wants to leave. Only thing, if he does, or if we do go to another team, then hopefully we can pick him up at least. That's what I was planning to do had Villa offered me the job. I think even if Villa did offer me the job, I'm not sure whether I would have taken it at that point. But I didn't have the choice, so it's an option that was taken out of my hands. A decision I didn't need to make. Van Buren's got the ball now. Talk of the devil. Just kicked it forward. It's literally nothing we could have done. Just sit there, take your beating, go home. 2-0 isn't too bad. Not the best, but it's not too bad. Their goal difference at the moment is just scary. I think it's 35 from 18 games. So on average, they've scored 2 goals more than their opposition, which is it's more than that. It's just a bit silly. They're quite good. Our game against Heracles has arrived. We haven't had any update from the Norwich position, so I'm thinking we'll just have that conversation after this game, under the assumption that they offer me the position. And if they don't, they don't. If they do, then we already know what we're going to do. Happy days. We have our team for this game. Karavic in goal. Maddy, Amaro, Voss and Kodeman. The midfield of Torre, Castro, Adrian and Bergstrom, actually showing us centre mid attack, which is odd considering he wants to be a ball winning mid. I'll let him do so and just support. And we'll have a little bit of a cautious midfield, because our centre mid attack did nothing. He did nothing. He did nothing against Ajax. But then again, the rest of the team did either, so I can't blame that one position, to be fair. And then alongside them, up top, should I say, we have Akono and Fofana. I am going to take Fofana out because A, he's being annoying me, and B, the last game we played in the Cup, we played Finn Howers, and he scored 6 bloody goals. So obviously we're going to bring him in. This is a Heracles team. We played twice last year. We had a 2-2 draw, and a 2-1 win. So we have got the better of them last term. And this term, we are in the top 4 in the Eredivisie. So I'd expect for us to beat them again. But you never know. You really never know. We absolutely battered the last team we played. But they were a shadow of the team that Heracles are. I've noticed that Kodeman and Mahdi, both my fullbacks, look like their legs are going to fall off, which isn't great. We have Domgoni stepping over the free kick for them and pulling a very concerning save out of my goalkeeper. It's half time now, give or take. Half time. We haven't been a good team. we just haven't been very good. I'm going to tell them off. And I'm going to have a little shuffle about and see if there's anything that I can do with this to make the team work a bit better. I'm going to bring Kodeman off for Adrian. We're going to bring in another centre mid. I'm thinking Adolfo Hall. Then we can push Castro forward, put Hall into the defensive role, and we'll go with that. Because A, Kodeman's booked and very tired. Mardy's very similar, but if he gets injured, he gets injured, and it's fine. We just move on. Ooh, highlight straight from the kickoff. How very exciting. Berzgog had the ball, passed it to the other guy with a funny name. Bangora's got the ball out on the left for them. Puts it back to Bergzog. Bergzog, his name was. I don't even know where to start on that. It sounds like an alien. Fantastic. Mardy's, what's he doing? He tried to kick him. Couldn't even manage that. And the header goes over. I am very concerned. We've still not done anything in this game. It's almost at the hour mark. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to bring on Fode Fofana. I'm hoping that does something. If it doesn't, I mean, we're probably out the cup. Dog's walking about. What are you walking about for? Get in your bed. There she goes. Torre has put the ball through to Finn Howers. He's tried to lob him. The audacity of it. He's staying on. He's going nowhere. Akono is coming off. Arp is coming on. Arp is... He does all sorts of things. Look at the dog sulking down there now. Told her off. I don't even know if you can see, but I can see her on my camera. He does all sorts of madness, putting through balls and the whatnot. So he's going to do the same in this game. We also have Amaro that looks like he's about to pass out. So I'm going to bring Van Buren on for him. And there's our 3 subs. Free kick. Heracles, just outside the area. Bonev steps over it. Surely Karavic is equal to it. He's not. He's not equal to it. They're 1-0 up. Bonev, oh I say. Commentator, bias. It's media bias. I'm sick of it. We'll see it from behind. It's a decent... I have to question the wall there. There was a distinct lack of jumping. It appears we may be out of the cup. It's fine. We're focusing on the league. It was intentional all along. I lobbed a bar lamb. They weren't pleased. I'm going to advance 1 or 2 days, see if we get any feedback from the Norwich interview. If we haven't, I'll be back with you on an update on what we're going to do. We've had our update. It was unsuccessful. Okay. What was the point? Don't ask me to an interview. I do the interview and then say, nah, you know what? I'm not feeling it. Rude. Rude is what you all are. I'll run through my justification as to why I wasn't thinking of taking up the position anyway. But it appears that it doesn't matter. And it looks like I'm just being a salty bitch. I'm being a little bit salty. But not as salty enough to pretend that I wouldn't have taken it anyway. They are a decent team. They've got very, very good youth prospects, which I'm struggling to find on here. Generally, their academy is insane. So that is a bonus. They do have a fella by the name of Joe Geldhart. Striker. Looks pretty decent. 22 to 37 million. Looks good, as we said. But they are 13th. They're expecting to... Well, they're basically just looking to avoid relegation. The only reason why their management position is available is because Hassan Hootel resigned to go and take the Ireland job, which is odd. Let's go and have a look. I don't know why he resigned, but he just did. He went to manage Ireland. I don't know what Ireland have got that's particularly impressive, but he felt that it was a challenge that he couldn't turn down, so he didn't. They now have Malky Mackay, the old Cardiff boss. Sure. They didn't have too much money regarding to transfer funds. It was about 7 million. Also, their wage budget was about half of what Villa's is. So it didn't make sense for me to join a team weaker than Villa in structure and players, etc. If I'm then going to try and join Villa. So while we're here, we might as well have a little butchers. They've got a fella called Peglo, who's their best player, who's worth twice what Norwich's best player was. And they've also got several players which are as good as him, if not better, price-wise, etc. Gavin Lewis is their highest rated, who is I've already looked at this fella. He's insane. He's a hot prospect from the club. It's not called hot prospects. Homegrown. Homegrown is the word I was going for. He's 5'9". He's a centre mid. He looks very good. He just is the Mazzala or playmaker that I've been needing. So hopefully he's still there when I join the club. I haven't managed them. I have no interaction with Villa whatsoever other than being their fan. Harvey Elliott, again, Mazzala in the middle. Plenty helpful. David Nemeth, who's somehow 47 to 59 million, but he's a striker who's 6'3". So needless to say, perfect for me. Along with him, Peglo, who we've already looked at. Luka Ivanovic, again, is probably going to be a Mazzala or a Sold. So, one of them. Nicholas Oliver, another youth prospect. This time started out at Glenavon. And then Villa picked him up for 17,000. It's currently worth 39 to 53. A slight increase there. They have a pretty goddamn good team. If I can look at this in regards to wages as well, just to make myself feel a little bit unwell. Yes, Peglo, 160 grand a week he's on. Let's compare that to my whole team. Our wage budget is £106,000 a week. He alone is being paid more than my whole squad. It's a tad of a step up. Hence why I don't really justify going to Norwich. So I'm not going to. Mainly because they didn't employ me. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, do me the favour, like and subscribing, as I mentioned earlier, and there's some items on screen for you now if you want to carry on and go through to more of my content. Thank you very much for your time.